Imagine feeling lost and not knowing what to do or where to go. You spend each night in the musky weather on a bench, which you call your bed. As you wake up to get cheering noise, each morning you decided which public place will allow you to clean yourself up. When you get hungry, you beg people for change to eat a cheap meal, or you search the nearest garbage can for the rest of the day. You sit in the city, hoping people will notice you and want to help you out, knowing that you are not judged by who you are, but what you are. You realize that most people in the society don't understand homelessness and wonder if the circumstances in the homelessness will ever change.
The last time a global survey was attempted by the United Nations, an estimated 100 million people were homeless worldwide. Approximately 1% of the US population experience a night of homelessness. That puts them in contact with a homeless assistance provider. 2.5 million of them are children. The question that arises is how to address this issue, and is it solvable in the first place? Well, the data on the overall percentage of homelessness in the US shows that it has declined by 9% since 2007. However, it has increased in some states like the state of Hawaii, which scored the highest rate of homeless in the US by 9.2, leaving the state with 9,200 homeless per 100,000 people. There are 3 stages to solve the problem of homelessness: prevention, emergency response, housing, accommodation, and supports. The first stage is prevention, stopping people from becoming homeless in the first place. That's the first goal in the Plan on Homelessness by the US Department of Health and Human Services. There are 3 categories of prevention: primary, secondary, and tertiary. The goal of primary prevention is to work upstream to reduce risk and typically involves universal interventions directed at whole communities. Secondary prevention is intended to identify and address a problem or condition at an early stage. Tertiary prevention is intended to slow the progression of and treat a condition through rehabilitation. In responding to homelessness, this means ensuring that people move into housing and that they have the support they need to reduce the likelihood that homelessness will ever occur again. The second stage is emergency response, providing emergency supports like shelter, food, and play and day programs while someone is homeless. Currently in Canada, emergency response is the prime focus on homelessness services in most communities. These emergency services include homeless shelters, drop-ins, meals program, outreach services, and other activities provided by municipalities, non-profit and community organizations, and faith communities. One of the consequences of this, however, is that people become trapped in homelessness for an extended period of time. Services that meant to provide short-term and temporary band-aids to the problem become institutionalized long-term solutions to the crisis of homelessness. The third stage is housing, accommodation, and supports. The provision of housing and ongoing supports as means as moving people out of homelessness. It seems simple, but it is true. Affordable housing, transactional housing, permanent supportive housing are all tools that can help stabilize individuals and families to get them out of shelters and off the streets. Housing is now recognized as the best practice for ending homelessness in Canada and across the world. Given the complex, diverse needs of homelessness population, it is also important to explore what other types of accommodation or supports are needed. This could include case management rent, supplements, enjoyment training, income supports, healthcare, addiction services, mental health assistance, or recreational and social activities. No solution to end homelessness can or should depend only on efforts of these in the homeless sector. However, we need to take our central attention to the stage of prevention and housing, accommodation, and supports rather than emergency response.
Next time you see a homeless, smile and have a conversation. Just remember, they're homeless, not worthless.